Alright guys, I might be crazy, but we are going to do a very large custom project. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I figured it's about time we do it. So, this is going to take not one, not two, but three locomotives to more or less sacrifice. And what are we doing? We're going to build a custom low-ram Railgrinder in HO scale. So, this isn't going to be a tutorial. It's just going to be me showing you what I do and along the process, because I honestly have no clue. Long story short, this one here, the GP locomotive, this was kind of in works on a different project. You can see I 3D printed a prime mover in there, and that's still going to be the project. But this was a non-running one. I need the 2-axle trucks out of here, and I know for a fact that those are in not the best shape. So I'm going to have to do something about that, and the gears are not in there as well, allowing it to be free rolling. So I need those trucks. That's one part. I need this SD40-2 because that one is running, and I need to throw DCC into it. But low-rams don't have triple axle trucks. So that's where the second one comes in, because, or the first one I should say, because that has 2-axle trucks that are interchangeable here, and it should be able to fit because it's an adjustable drive rod linkage right there. And then I need the DCC controller out of here because it's a cheapo DCC controller, and that's all that I care about. This locomotive is a Kato, however you're supposed to say it, Kato locomotive. It's a GP15 high nose, CNW 1518. It runs just fine. I'm actually going to probably turn that back into being standard DC, and that might actually end up on my website for sale, used, running for probably like 50-60 bucks. I have all the handrails sitting here behind, but just as a heads up for you. This was the prototype I printed. Not happy with it. It's gonna get replaced with one that's sitting over here, ready to be taken apart. But long story short, hollowed out. It's gonna sit like this. I have the front frame that's going to go onto it. It's upside down right here. There's a lot more pieces actually printing. There's the actual grinder section that's printing that's going to be sitting here behind it. Like I said, standard DCC. I eventually want to put sound in it, but it is an incredibly low priority, so not too worried about it. But we will get there. We're going to have a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, just wanted to show you. I'm going to show you some random steps along the way, and I guess you guys are coming along with me for the ride, and hopefully it goes well. Well guys, end of day 1, if you want to call it that. I've been 3D printing stuff for a few days, so kind of in a day 1 of assembly, I guess. Bodies together. I'm going to obviously have to put in styrene panels myself here because of what I removed out so that it would fit around the motor. I'm unsure of the details or size of the motor I was going to use. I'm going to take a little bit more artistic flair on this, so it's going to be less specifically low ram with the 4-axle trucks. I am going to leave the 6-axle trucks on there. I think that's going to work out a little bit better. I got a ton of details to put on. Got to figure out how to put the plow on with the coupler. So there's stuff like that. And I think that's probably what we're going to do, is stuff like that. So there'll be some artistic flair here and there, but you know, overall it's one body. It's not perfect. I'll have to fill cracks and probably sand, you know, before paint and stuff, but hey, it works, and that's a good thing for me. I also need to find something to fill the fan vents back there, so there's that too. But there you have it. Alright, I changed my mind. We are going to go with the 4-axle variant, and as you can see here, I have one of them torn apart and all cleaned up. These wheels over here are not going to go into it because I'm missing the gears. I'm actually going to take 2 of them out of the SD40 truck. Wow, that's blurry. Sorry about that. Out of the SD40 truck, put in there. I just used the wire brush on a Dremel tool, which I highly recommend. Clean that up, and that should give us some good contacts. While this is apart, for your motor, you notice I drew an arrow so I know which way is forward, even though usually the contacts are always at the back, you never know. Positive, negative underneath, and that's something to keep in mind. That actually makes contact with the frame right there, which we need to isolate. We'll probably solder negative power to that, so that we can get some power off of that. We'll also solder negative power up here. That'll give me good negative contacts. And then the trucks, the arms that come up on the trucks right there will give me good positives. So that one, and then when I swap it over here. And then we'll go individual motor wires on top of that. But you need to isolate it if you're ever doing those blue box or standard DC conversions that are older like this. But yeah, wanted to show you. All right, I was wrong. So the mounts are different on the underside of the frame for the 3-axle versus the 2-axle. So I am stuck using the triple axle. That's okay. We'll just adapt the whole thing to our plan a little bit better, and we'll keep on moving. But first, this is going to get an overhaul, so I'm going to grease all the gears, finish cleaning wheels, all sorts of stuff like that. Alright, tune-up complete. This is obviously going to be replaced with the DCC system out of that Kato right there, but quick test for any of you DC people, 9-volt battery. The prongs are actually at the right distance for HO scale, and there we go. There we go. Just like that. And you can flip it over and test. It's not a bad idea to test all your wheels just to make sure they're all power picking up, but sounds nice. Sounds like a typical Athearn blue box. Alright, a little bit of wiring has started. You can see negative, positive, motor wires. We'll worry about LEDs after the shell is painted. There's the shell. There's how that's coming along. Not bad. There we go. Alright, for all of my Chicago Northwestern friends out there, this locomotive is now for sale by me, and it's going to be on the Fourth Wall shop. There will be a link in the description here, and you can go take a look at it. It is strictly DC. I'm going to try and do this one-handed, and that might not work very well, but did wire this back up after stealing the decoder out of it, and there you go. Here it run. I do have the LEDs on the front and back hooked up directionally like that. So let me do this and flip it around here. My bad. Like I said, one-handed. Oops, I just did that the wrong direction. There you go. So there. So front and rear directional headlights, they're LEDs. It is DC, it's Kato, it does run well. This is missing right here is the end to that stanchion. So you'll notice that part that is the only like known damage of this at all. And that's just because I got this locomotive used a while back. And the cab doesn't sit 100% flush with the base. That is something that I have worked on for a lot of times, and all that I can find out is previous owners broke the tab off up here that holds the front of that shell into the body, and I think that's the only problem. So I gotta put this back in real quick, but that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Be about $50.